Assalamu alaikum, namaste or sasrikal, and welcome everyone to Zee Companion. We're back again to start another week, and I am delighted to be talking about a subject that many of you are actually quite passionate about. It's interesting to know that 80% of people in India are indeed interested and do indeed practice the nature of Ayurveda. So we've been talking about well-being and wellness today, and I'm joined with an expert here on the show who actually needs no introduction. He's got over 33 years of experience, particularly within this field, and he's here today talking all about Ayurveda and also what you can do to improve your diet to improve your ultimate well-being. अगर आपका कोई भी सवाल हो इनके लिए हमेशा की तरह मैं आपको याद दिला दूं कि हमारे जो numbers हैं they are free phone, which means you will not have any charges. चाहे आप UK में रहते हो या किसी भी European मुल्क में रहते हो, which is named under the screen, you can call us on the show for free. But for now, I'd like to welcome our very special guest with 33 years of experience, Dr. Anil Mehta. Welcome to Zee Companion. आप कैसे हैं?
Bilkul ठीक, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show with us.
Same here.
I have to ask you, I've been reading a lot about Ayurveda. I'm not a doctor or qualified expert in the field at all. लेकिन Ayurveda है क्या? What actually is it?
You see, Ayurveda is science of life, wherein we treat people physically, mentally and spiritually. We are all different people. We have different needs. So apple a day will keep doctor away. It's not valid here.
Okay.
अगर आप दूध लेते हैं, milk is good for you, but at the same time it can be wrong for me. So we are different people. Our requirement is also different. So first of all, we have to identify that what type of person we are talking to, what is your constitution. So according to constitution, we are planning his diet, lifestyle, and his needs.
Okay, जैसे आपने अभी का constitution के बारे में, how do you work out someone's constitution? मेरी constitution और आपकी constitution में फर्क क्या है?
Yeah, you see, we are all, everything whatsoever manifest, we are also manifesting.
Of course.
They are made of the same elements. Only difference in between you and me is you might have one prominent element and I may have others.
Okay.
So whatsoever is prominent in you, that is your constitution. For example, you can have much more air than me, so the air is your constitution. I can have much more fire in me, so my constitution is fire. Okay. So fire is pitta we call, and air is vata, whatsoever our name we have given in Ayurveda. So if you are vata, it means that you are having much more air element in you, and whatsoever you are having more, you will be showing that signs. Like air is cold, air is light, air is dry, so all the attributes you must be having. If I am pitta, pitta is warm, pitta is fire, so my temperament should be like that. Okay. If you are having ice in your hand, you must be feeling cold. If you are having burning coal in your hand, you must be burning hot, feeling hot.
Of course.
So that's whatsoever is much more in you, same attributes you will be showing. So by that way we identify the person is vata, pitta, kapha. So according to that prominent element, we plan his diet, his lifestyle. And so that's.
And how do you decide if someone is vata or pitta? How do you work that out? उसके लिए क्या आप करते हैं?
Yeah, we see obviously from outside that how he looks like, what is his behavior, because all the attributes he is going to show. But most prominent and trustable diagnose what we make, that is a pulse diagnosis. Pulse tells us that soul is happy or not, body is happy or not, which element he is having. So pulse diagnosis is trustable. So patient can be sick, that's why he has lost weight. So he can be very skinny from outside, but his pulse tells the true element prominent in that. So pulse diagnosis is one of the main diagnosis system in Ayurveda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have different forms of medication and different forms of, I should say, not medication, we have different forms of medical treatment out there. You have allopathic, homeopathic, you now have Ayurvedic. What sort of science is Ayurvedic then?
Ayurveda is a complete science. As I told you, that we are not checking you physically only. Physically, mentally and spiritually you should be okay. And we have to see person on all three dimensions. So I see a lot of patients in my practice. They've been to every hospital and possible doctors, and they can't find anything with MRI scan, blood analysis or things like that. Okay. Patient should be happy that nothing they could find. But patient feels like committing suicide because he is depressed. Then we see, according to Ayurveda, that he has got his own factory, He has wife, he has children, he has partner, he has got money, but even then he don't feel like living. So in Ayurveda we see that what is the element he is missing. Like child is playing, he is crying, he is crying. Everybody gives him toy, but he is not happy with that. Mother comes and she gives him a particular toy, and he is at the same time happy.
Of course.
Because mother knew what he needs. So according to Ayurveda tells that what are the needs of the person. It's not only physical need, it's your spiritual needs also, it's your mental needs also. Everybody wants to go to heaven, everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to be loved and someone having to love. So these are our basic requirements. So we treat person on the social level also. So you should have good contact with your parents. You should be good neighbor to your neighbor. You should have good friends. So you can have everything, but if you are not having social life, forget it that we can be
So
healthy.
it's important to combine obviously physical, mental well-being with physical. So it's important to abide and keep up and uphold relationships with people you love.
Right, that's very, very necessity. So only food can't give you right way of health.
Okay, now Dr. Mehta, you've talked about obviously the physical being, the mental well-being side of it. I want to talk to you about diet now. हमने बहुत सारे ऐसे शोज किए जिसमें काफ़ी सारे हेल्थ एक्सपर्ट्स आए, स्पेशलिस्ट आए, और हर कोई कहता है, जितने भी हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं उनको जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है कहते हैं डाइट 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 डाइट. लेकिन आपका क्या कहना है? How important is diet in actual fact, and what can we do to have a complete diet?
You see, with all the respect to all the medical sciences, I have seen so many diets coming from here and there, from America, from here and there. You see, nothing helps. Reason behind is that it's not the good food or bad food. We have to talk about the complete food. So half of the population of West, they don't use salt. Half, they don't use sweets, sugar. And a lot of people, they don't take any type of fats. So it's incomplete food. Salt has to play an important role in our health. Sugar has to play a very, very important role in our health. So is the fats. So it's not the bad or good food, it's a complete. Complete food means that food should be enriched with 6 tastes. Sour, sweet, salt, pungent, astringent, and bitter. All the 6 tastes should be there, and also fats are very important. So you have to have good fats.
I want to talk to you about these 6 tastes in a second, but we do have a viewer on the line. Amit, welcome to the Companion.
Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to the show. What's your question for Dr. Mehta today?
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question. I want to ask you, why do I get a headache when after 4 to 5 hours of, say I played in the morning for between 7 to 9, I play badminton, and then after 4 to 5 hours, I do get a headache.
Yes,
I've hydrated myself well. I've hydrated myself well before and after playing, but still, I don't know why I get a headache, and it just can't go without taking some sort of a medicine.
Yeah, I will tell you very simple reason. Acidity is because of having much more, headache is much more because of the acid produced in the body. So your food must be having much more ingredients what's acid producing. You must take antacid, just opposite to that. Before going to bed, you must take a glass of milk. So that's antacid. So it will neutralize all the acids, and most probably that's the reason what headache can be cured with.
Also, doctor, I generally used to take half or one full glass of milk and wait for half an hour or 45 minutes before I actually start playing.
Yeah, then we have to see that what the reason is. You must go to GP and let it check otherwise. But I am telling you, incomplete food, your food should be enriched with 6 tastes, and before going to bed, taking a glass of milk will neutralize all the acid produced in a day. If acid is the reason, then your headache will be over. If it's not getting over, then you must consult your GP. He will find out further what the reason can be.
Okay, Mona, thank you very, very much for your call. We really do appreciate it. But as Dr. Mehta just said, if you are having medical problems and if for any reason you feel you get an incomplete answer, please don't worry. Do seek help from a GP or from a qualified Ayurvedic practitioner, okay? That's what our advice is going to be consistently throughout the show. So please, if you feel for any reason you didn't get the answer you wanted, we are going to try and help every single one of you as much as we can, but do seek the advice of an expert as well, just to be safe and obviously sure at the end. Now, we do have another caller online. Ms. Shah, welcome to Zee Companion. How are you?
Hello.
Hi there. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
What's Gigi?
Can I ask Dr. Mehta?
Yeah.
Regarding my 7-year-old grandchild. She's very highly constipated for the past 3 weeks, and her diet is very, very good. But what can be given to her to undo the constipation?
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old child, you said, right?
No, 7.
7 years, okay. You see, dry food. We should be giving complete food. During the meal, he must drink something. It should not be only dry rice or roti with a little bit sabji. Not well. You must give something liquid during the meal time. And then it should be
eating in between.
Yeah, it should be fiber-rich diet. You see, no white bread. It should be brown, dark brown. So roti also should not be of maida or something like that. So we must give fiber-rich diet, and then again milk is laxative. Ghee you must use, what we call desi ghee, that is clarified butter, that you should be given against the dryness. And much more, what will help the person is that he should make the habit of going to toilet. He should not wait outside the toilet to go to passing stools. That's a major fault what everybody makes. I tell my patients that you should go on a regular time to toilet. Don't wait for the pressure. No, that's wrong. So if I ask you now to go to toilet to pass your urine, although you are not having that sensation, even then you can pass urine. The same way we can stimulate our peristaltic movements in our belly by just thinking and giving a proper time. Go to toilet on time. Send him to toilet on proper time every day, regular time. The 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning.
We don't have that much time, Mrs. Shah, so please make it quick.
No, just one thing. Is warm water better for her?
Is warm water better than cold water to drink?
Yeah, warm is always good, but during the meal he should take something liquid. That's very, very important. And milk before going to bed. Yes.
Mrs. Shah, thank you very, very much for your call. We do appreciate it. And next we have Usha on the line, who's got a question for Dr. Mehta. So Usha, welcome to the show.
Hello, Natasha. Good evening.
Good evening. It's lovely to have you on the show with us. What's your question for Dr. Mehta today?
The question is that, I mean, people say don't eat salt, don't eat sugar, don't. This is very ridiculous. Olden days, never have everybody eating everything, and they were healthy. And these days, all the people are sick. More they do it, more they're sick. So
that's why I've just explained that you must be having complete food, not avoiding things on your own. If your doctor has suggested you not to take sugar, fine. But on your own, that you are avoiding sugar or salt or things, it's incomplete food. So here we are talking about the complete food.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. People saying don't eat salt, don't eat sugar, don't eat.
They have to play important role in your health.
People are more sick.
No, okay, so just,
more sick.
Okay, so just to clarify, Usha, thank you very much for your call. We really do appreciate it. But Dr. Mehta, just to go back on that point, if someone has been told by their doctor, you are diabetic, मीठा मत खाओ. इसका ये मतलब तो नहीं कि हम मीठा खाएं.
No, not at all. If doctor has asked you not, advised you not to take, we must follow the doctor's research. But if you are healthy, then all the 6 stages has to play an important role,
of course,
to maintain your health.
And we just spoke a little bit about this briefly. I'm going to take the next call in a second. लेकिन शुरू होने से पहले we talked a little bit about crash dieting, which I'm going to come to as well. लेकिन आपका यही कहना था कि people who go on crash diets, and I've done it before in the past to try and lose weight quickly. When you go on a crash diet, it doesn't help you in any way. You end up gaining more weight in the long term.
You may lose weight few kilos, but we have got passion for carbohydrates. We can't be on diet whole of our life.
It's true.
So it's not what you are taking. Your body should be able to burn everything whatsoever you are consuming. So we should give much more concentration on that point. That if your fire is enough, your digestive fire, then hardly matter what you take. You can take carbohydrate, protein, everything you can put in that, it will burn. But if your fire is not enough and you are giving very light food, it won't burn and it will gain to your weight. You will gain weight.
Excellent. Well, we do have our next caller on the line. Raj, welcome to Zee Companion.
Hello, Natasha.
Hi there. What's your question for Dr. Mehta?
How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm fine.
Yes. I have a question about acidity.
Okay.
Yes.
Is acidity curable?
Acidity is curable, acidity is certainly curable. It's not uncurable disease. Acidity has to be taken care of because every 4 hours our body is going to secrete few enzymes. And enzymes' work is to burn. If you won't eat at the right time, that's going to increase your acidity. So you must take food on time. So secondly, you must not take food what's much more spicy is. That's acid producing. And then we must take alkalizer, cucumber, how you say khira, cucumber. Cucumber is very, very good for that. So taking milk at night, milk is neutralizer. So that you should take. But taking food at time, well-cooked food, that will help you not to create much more acid in your body.
But I just want to ask you, Dr. Mehta, whilst we've got Raj on the line, that acidity isn't a disease, it's a problem that a lot of people suffer from. I'm sure you've seen it.
It's a lifestyle problem. We don't take food at time, combinations are not good. So food should be well combined. You can't put everything on the plate. Meat also, milk products also, cooked food and uncooked food. It's wrong.
Of course.
So I can explain you that how to take food. But for acidity, it should be well cooked food, and it should be proper on time. So that's what helps.
Raj, if you're still having problems, even after speaking to Dr. Mehta, I would honestly suggest, and we would all recommend, that you do go and see your GP as well, okay? So we do have another caller on the line. Welcome to Zee Companion. Mrs. Solanki, hello there.
Hi, it's Mrs.
Oh, I do apologize. Mrs. Solanki, I'm so sorry.
I want to ask...
Welcome to the show. What is your
Dr.
question?
Mehta, about my rheumatoid arthritis. Is there any medicine in Ayurveda to cure RA and inflammation?
Yes, you see, our rheumatoid arthritis is curable in Ayurveda because we know the reason behind. In modern medicines, most of the time, they give anti-inflammatory or NSAID painkillers, infection killers. But because the reason of rheumatoid arthritis is metabolism. So we are going to cure metabolism, then disease will be cured automatically. So reason behind should be cured. So not giving only painkillers or antibiotics or things like that. So we must cure.
Okay.
Doctor, why this sot? I mean, in Sanskrit, sot.
Salt is ginger, is dry ginger. So that's very, very good because that is going to correct your metabolism. Its potency is hot. So that one must take in this. Black pepper and sont, even adrak. Adrak will help also because this is digestive. You see, in Ayurveda we call that ama vata. Ama is undigested food rest. What in the body is undigested food. And vata is air. When air and ama, undigested food, comes together, that makes ama vata, what in modern they call it RA, rheumatoid arthritis. So we have to dissolve all that ama, undigested food. And we should take care that there should not be undigested food, leftover food in our body. Everything what you eat, it should be digested well. No burden on the body. So that is the major treatment plan what we do in Ayurveda.
Okay, Mrs. Solanki, thank you very, very much for your call. I do want to just remind you, please do seek advice from your GP, and if you are interested in Ayurveda, then please do seek advice and guidance from a qualified Ayurvedic specialist. Coming back to that point from Mrs. Solanki, obviously with Ayurveda, there are loads of medical problems out there. You have rheumatoid arthritis, you have diabetes, you have heart problems, you have obesity, everything, both side problems there. Can Ayurveda, do you really, is it been proven that Ayurveda cures everything?
Yeah, see, if you know the reason, a cure is always of the reason.
Okay.
Cause behind.
Yeah.
If you know the cause, that's going to be treated. If you don't know the cause, then what you are going to treat? Only symptoms.
Okay.
If you have pain, then you will be given painkillers. If you have got infection, you will be given infection killer. You see, if there is cow shit, so on the somewhere in the state you will see.
Okay.
And if you won't take it away, within 1 hour you will see the worms coming out of it. You can keep on taking that worms and throwing it away. It won't stop coming worms out of that. So what is the treatment? That we should take whole bulk and throw it away. So that is the policy in Ayurveda what we adopt.
Okay.
That there should not be left behind food rest, what we call ama. So ama should be removed.
Okay.
Or we should eat only type of food what's digested well. We should not take heavy food.
Right.
If you have hunger of, if you feel like eating 3 bread pieces, take 2.5. So little less than it's required. That's very good policy.
So it's a good supplement then?
Yeah, it's very, very good supplement.
Okay, fantastic. We do have Mrs. Hussain on the line. Mrs. Hussain, welcome to Zee Companion.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my. I'm going to ask a question, Dr. Mehta. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि वैदा और आयुर्वेदिक और हर्बल मेडिसिन इंडिया से स्टार्ट हुई है और कहा जाता है कि जिस मुल्क में ये हर्ब्स जो पैदा होती हैं उन लोगों के लिए वहाँ की हर्ब्स की मेडिसिन बना के इस्तेमाल किए जाए तो उनके लिए बहुत फायदेमंद होती हैं.
Yes, that's right.
मेरा आपसे ये सवाल है कि जो लोग इंग्लैंड में रहते हैं क्या उनके लिए आप यहाँ की हर्बल मेडिसिन यहाँ की हर्ब्स इस्तेमाल करते हैं आयुर्वेदिक अशिया इस्तेमाल करते हैं इंडिया से मंगवा कर तो वहाँ की हर्ब्स और वहाँ की आयुर्वेदिक सब्सटेंस जो मंगा कर यहाँ पे बनाते हैं.
Yeah, you see, that's not possible. It's not practically possible because lot of herbs, they need so high altitude or so many hours of sun to make that mature. You won't get that much hours of sun to make that herb mature, that it works as a medicine. So you can talk about spices or garlic or onion should be of your country where you are putting up. But if you now need amla, you can't grow it here because it needs so many hours of sun. And where you get sun, it means that Ayurveda won't be helping you. So we have to import because that type of herbs, what to cure your disease, that is in the mountains, it's so high where there is no pollution. So that type of things is not possible here. So we have to import. So,
Mrs. Hussain, thank you very, very much for your call. We really do appreciate it. Coming back to what you just said about Mrs. Hussain's answer, it can be said that it's more of a supplement, what you were talking about, as opposed to a cure or a medicine, right?
Now you can talk about the vegetables or eatables, what we take every day. So that can be grown here. That is everyday's need of whatever body. But you can't have this type of medicines. Let it grow here because it needs temperature, it needs so much cold, it needs that type of typical soil.
Of course,
so this is not possible.
Okay, fair enough. We do have Mrs. Verma on the phone. Mrs. Verma, welcome to Zee Companion. Oh, Mrs. Sharma, I do apologize. Mrs. Palmer?
Hello.
Hi there, welcome to Zee Companion.
Yeah, thank you. मेरे को पूछना है कि I got a nerve trap in the neck for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I had a MRI scan. And I just want to ask, there any remedies or any medicine in Ayurveda to get better?
The question was not that
Okay,
clear.
sorry, Mrs. Palmer, I even missed that. You have something in your neck. I'm so sorry, I missed
I got a nerve trap in the neck.
Oh, trapped nerve in your neck.
It's nearly 2 years, and I had MRI scan, and they said that your nerve is trapping, and there is arthritis in your nerve, in the neck.
Okay.
So just want to know that any medicine in Ayurveda?
Yeah, you see, physiotherapy will help you a lot in that. You have to give this physical movement. You have to give that of exercise. That will help
doing
you.
That. They have sent me so many acupuncture treatments, chiroprators. I've done it, you know, and I'm moving my head and this one. But
the only physio, you must go to qualified physiotherapist.
Yeah.
He will surely help you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there is no such medicine but can be given. Because it's a technical problem in that.
Ms. Palmer, thank you very, very much for your call. Now, Dr. Mehta, we don't have much time, and thoda sa hi time hai hamare paas, lekin I know diet is something that everyone wants to know about. So my last final question for you, and we don't have much time, so it's going to be my last one, is that you mentioned to me before we were discussing, how important is it for us to maintain an order of food when we eat?
Yes. You see, it's very, very important and good question. You see, consciously or unconsciously, in every kitchen of the world, we have a typical order in food. So we have to start our food with the starters. And starters are always of salt or alcohol type of.
Right.
It can be clear soups, it can be a glass of wine. So what the idea behind is that we have to ignite the fire before the main course comes, before that main food we are going to eat. So we have to ignite fire with salt and alcohol, then taking complete food, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, everything in that. Then last we have to think about that fire, you should not be keeping it all the way on high flame. We have to subside now this
So how do we do that?
So we have to take sweet dish.
Okay.
So that is the proper order we have to maintain. Start with the starters. That's our 2 tastes. That's why I said that we have to have 6 taste rich food. The salt and sour should be taken. Then all that mix that comes bitter, pungent, astringent, carbohydrate, proteins. Then at last we have to have something sweet to make our fire calm.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Mehta, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing some of your great words and tips, I should say, for our viewers at home as well, particularly when it comes to maintaining a healthy, balanced lifestyle as well.
Thank you all.
So, आप सबका शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूंगी जिन ने हमें फोन किया. उम्मीद है कि आपके सवालों का जवाब आपको मिल गया होगा. As you know, all of our guests give us 3 top tips, and Dr. Mehta is no exception. So I'm going to share some of the 3 top tips that we have to say to you tonight. First and foremost, please make sure that you have a complete diet. चाहे आप जो भी खाएं, make sure it is complete and try not to miss out food groups unless your GP has stated otherwise and you have received medical advice in order to do so. Secondly, please make sure that you respect the intelligence of nature, eat healthy food, eat well, and hopefully it will make sure that you lead to a balanced mind, body and spirit. And last but not least, maintain the order of foods. The last answer that Dr. Mehta mentioned just now nailed it literally to the T by saying that you have to have equal quantities of food in order to maintain a great lifestyle. So thank you once again. हम कल फिर हाजिर होंगे आपके सामने, but before I go, I do want to remind you that all the comments and answers that we've given in relation to the questions that we've been asked have been presented on the show today. I want to remind you all, if you're interested in Ayurveda, please go and seek the advice of an expert who's an Ayurvedic practitioner on a day-to-day basis. हम फिर हाजिर होंगे आपके सामने. Zee Companion देखना ना भूलिएगा हमारे साथ आपके अपने ही Zee TV पे. Thank you very much for that.